Hi everyone, welcome to A Moment with Teens of Honor with Alyssa and Spencer Russell. This is Alyssa speaking with you today. It's such an honor and a pleasure. This is our second episode of A Moment with Teens of Honor, and our first episode we had to take it down because we realized that some of the things that we mentioned in that video could have potentially made some people stumble and fall. And in order to prevent that, we took the video down. So what we're doing today in our second episode is taking the same content, just rephrasing it a little better, and sharing it again with you today. So in advance, thank you so much for watching. First off, I ask that you close your eyes just for a moment and listen to this story I'm about to share. So with your eyes closed, I say this. There were two individuals. They both had an apple seed. The first individual took his apple seed and planted it, but they forgot to water it. They forgot to take care of it. They forgot to fertilize the soil. They forgot to make sure that no weeds or thorns were in the soil that could have potentially choked out that plant and killed it. And over about the course of a week, the plant started to grow. But because it had no water, it didn't have proper nutrients, and thorns and weeds started growing up in the soil, the plant started to wither and eventually died. But the second individual, with that apple seed, planted it. But they were a little bit different. They chose to take at least 5 to 10 minutes every day to focus on their seed. And once the seed popped through the soil and a little plant started growing, they even paid more attention to it. They took the time to make sure no thorns or weeds grew in that soil. They took the time to water it every day, to fertilize it, to keep the soil fresh and clean and clear so that young plant could eventually turn into an apple tree. And over time it did. And once an apple tree, over some more time, became an orchard. So, the first individual had nothing, but the second had an orchard. Open your eyes now. What is the difference between those two people? They both started with an apple seed. They both started somewhere. The same point, actually. But one had nothing, and one had something. The difference is this. The first individual neglected their seed. They neglected the plant. When it started growing, they didn't pay any attention to it, so it withered and died. But the second individual took the time, at least 5 to 10 minutes every day. They paid attention to this plant. They nurtured it, cultivated it, so it grew. This is called the law of attraction. Whatever you focus on grows. Whatever you neglect will die. So my friends, I ask you, what are you focusing on? Are you focusing on achieving greater success in your life? Or are you focusing on the things that you think you can't do? As a man thinketh, so is he. So if you think that you can't do something, you won't be able to do it or achieve it. But if you think you can, you will. Henry Ford has a quote that says something very similar. It says, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. And that quote is so very, very true. If you think you can't because of your gender, your age, the size of your body, or the accent that you have, or whatever. If you say, I can't because, and fill in that blank with whatever you think you can't do, then you won't do it. And because you focus on what you can't do, you won't do anything. And you keep finding yourself failing more and more and more because you keep focusing on the things that you can't do. But if you decide to focus on the things that you can do and the things that you want to do every day, at least for 5 to 10 minutes a day, if you take the time to focus on those things, you will begin to achieve greater success in your life. You will begin to attract the things that you want into your life. So, this week, take at least 5 to 10 minutes every day and focus on what it is you want to achieve and what you want to start attracting to your life. There's something that I call an orchard of blessings, and we all, like that apple seed, have the potential to become a tree and to produce an orchard. We all have the potential to produce an orchard of blessings. And those blessings can translate into your spiritual life, your relationships, your finances, your business, or your job, or whatever else you want it to translate into. Those blessings can be produced anywhere. But you have to take the time to focus on what you want. Focus on what you are and what you can be instead of what you can't. In order to produce an orchard, you have to focus on what it is that you want. There's two types of orchards that you can get, actually. If you focus on what you can't, you'll get an orchard of failure. No blessings, just curses. But if you take the time to focus on what you can be and what you can do, you will produce an orchard of blessings. So it's all up to you, my friends. So today, I encourage you with these words. Take the time to focus on what you want. Take the time to focus on what you want so that you can produce an orchard of blessings. This has been Alyssa Russell with A Moment with Teens of Honor. Now, go make something.